Okay, as promised, I wanted to show you the research that I had done concerning my Erasmus statement, um, and that when he was creating his work, remember that his primary goal was not to create a Greek. I'm sorry if the camera's shaking. My hands kind of. I'm trying to stable it, but anyway. His primary goal was not to create a Greek work, but to revise the Latin Vulgate. And so he set out to collect Greek manuscripts, to be able to print Greek on one side, and then to do his revised Latin version on the other side. Well, a problem he ran into, of course, was the manuscripts he had did not have a revelation, because, as I have said before, the manuscripts he had, which he accounts for six. One source I had said that he had no, at one point he had never had more than 8 in his apparatus. I've heard figures as high as 12. Anyway, so I don't know. But whatever it is he had, they were not all complete. It's not like a complete Bible that we have today. Where you have all the books. But some would have contained the epistles, some would contain the Gospels, but he didn't have any that had a revelation. So he borrowed a manuscript from his friend Rushlin, and but the problem with it was it did not have, the last leaf was either missing or damaged, and so he was not able to translate or to utilize the last 6 verses of Revelation. So in order to complete his work, he back translated from the Vulgate into Greek. And anyway, so here's the sources that I have to verify the backup why I made that statement. Okay. In this program that I use, Logos Bible Software version 4, I did a search over here. Did a couple of searches: Erasmus, Rushlin, Revelation, everything. Anyway, so I came up with 5 sources. The first one is the Oxford Dictionary of the Christian Church. The second one is the History of the Christian Church by Philip Schaff. This one's the Holman Illustrated Bible Dictionary. A General Introduction to the Bible by Norman Geisler. And then the Theological Dictionary of the New Testament, which is Kittle's. Alright, so the first one here, the Oxford Dictionary of the Church. Let me get here, let's see. Next to his Greek New Testament, his most important work was probably his attempt to put into print reliable texts as the Fathers. Erasmus did this. Origen's listed as one. Well, I thought I had this ready to pull up. Well, shucks, I thought I had that one ready to go. Okay, I'm going to have to come back to that one for the sake of time. Alright, so History of the Christian Church. The manuscript of the Apocalypse, which is Revelation, was borrowed from Rushlin and disappeared, but was rediscovered in 1861 by Dr. Delitzsch, I guess, in the library of Ateneo. Anyway, you see it right here, Bavaria. It was defective on the last leaf and supplemented by Erasmus, who translated the last 6 verses from the Vulgate into indifferent Greek, for he was a better Latinist than Hellenist. Okay. The next source, the Holman Illustrated Bible Dictionary. According to Erasmus, he had access to only 6 manuscripts, none of them complete. His oldest and best manuscripts, Codex I, was from the 10th century, but he did not use it much because for some reason he did not trust it. The Gospels were in 4 of the manuscripts, the oldest from the 15th century. Acts and the General Epistles were in 3, the oldest from the 13th century. The Paulines were in 4 of these late manuscripts. For Revelation, he had only 1 manuscript from the 12th century, and it was missing the last page. So Erasmus had to translate the last 6 verses of Revelation from Latin Vulgate into Greek. Okay? Also, where his manuscripts were unclear or defective, Erasmus consulted the Vulgate, resulting in at least a dozen places where his reading is supported by no Greek manuscript. Alright, moving on to the next one. This again is, what was this? This was a general introduction to the Bible, Norman Geisler. Some information about a thing, and then they quote Bruce Metzger, and just for the record, that's how Metzger, it's not Metzinger, it's Metzger. Since Erasmus could not find a manuscript which contained the entire Greek Testament, he utilized several for various parts of the New Testament. On down here, for the book of Revelation, he had but one manuscript dating from the 12th century, which he borrowed from his friend Ruslan. Unfortunately, this manuscript lacked the final leaf, which had contained the entire 6 verses of the book. For these verses, as well as at numerous passages throughout the book, were the Greek text of the Apocalypse and the adjoining Greek commentary with which the manuscript was supplied, are so mixed up as to be almost indistinguishable. Erasmus depended upon the Latin Vulgate, translating this into Greek. As would be expected from such a procedure, here and there in Erasmus's self-made Greek text are readings which have never been found in any known Greek manuscript, but which are still perpetrated today in printings of the so-called Textus Receptus of the Greek New Testament. And the source there is Bruce Metzger's The Text of the New Testament, pages 99 to 100. Alright, and then the last source that I have here is the Kittle's Theological Dictionary of the New Testament. In the main, Erasmus utilized 2 15th century minuscules available to him at Basel, 2E for the Gospels, 2AP for Acts and the Epistles, and the 12th century MSI, I think that's an X up there, or RIR, for Revelation. The latter, unfortunately, broke off at 2216, and as is well known, Erasmus hastily translated the remaining verses from the Vulgate into Greek. He was helped by Gerbil, and especially this other guy, an excellent Hebraist, who, in correcting the work, also used MSIEAP, which Erasmus did not rate highly. To the Greek text, Erasmus added a new Latin rendering, which in many respects diverged from the Vulgate, and also a commentary with Greek and Latin words. Anyway, so, alright, I just hate that the Oxford Dictionary of the Christian Church, I couldn't find where, maybe it's further down. Well, okay, I couldn't find it there. So four sources. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. I just, for whatever reason, couldn't find it. Anyway, so there's 4 sources showing why I made that statement about Erasmus and Revelation. And some of those are well-known scholarly resources, especially the Kittle's Dictionary of the New Testament. So you can do your own research if you think that information is incorrect. Anyway, other than that, there it is. So I'll make another video dealing with another issue that I feel that needs to be addressed, and so forth. So appreciate you watching, and see you on the next one.